Hey, what do you think of that for an intro then, eh? We've gone all posh. Well, still the same old rubbish in here, though. Anyway, moving on rapidly. Temperature anomaly forecast for the coming week. Still got the cold air look over the northeastern states. This cold pool as well across central parts of Europe. Bit warmer through the UK though, look, and through Iberia as well. But still this massive cold look which extends from eastern Russia. Really, that's the extension of it across eastern parts of Europe as well, and look, it's down into the north of China, some really cold air there, and you can actually then jump across the Atlantic, look, and follow that cold band right the way into the northern parts of the US. Now, the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar flow looking something like this. This is valid from next Tuesday through to the following Friday, so it's taken us up to Friday the 10th, and as usual we've got the ECMWF on the left here, we've got the GFS on the right, and you notice here both of them look trying to make a big thing of the ridge coming into the UK. Interestingly to note that cut-off as well, just going into the western parts of Siberia, and here is, look, the cooler plunge again coming into the northeastern parts of the States and Canada, but that plunge a little bit further north than the others have been, and I think that hints at a pattern change on its way later in April and early on in May. Now, just interesting actually to watch the evolution of the jet stream over the coming days. This is from weatherweb.net, and to get this chart, really simple, go to the weatherweb.net homepage, click on charts there at the top of the screen, and then down the left hand side here, come down to GFS operational, and it says ATL 500. That's what you need to click on. That's the Atlantic 500 millibar chart. Now, what we're showing on this chart is the 500 millibar ISO heights, which are, 500 millibar potential height lines even, which are the solid lines going through here. And where they're close together, it tells us where the winds are strongest. And there is the jet stream screaming through the UK at the moment. It got up to almost 200 miles an hour during the course of last night, hence the reason for the really windy weather that we saw. But I just want you to watch this sequence through. Okay, the time is up here, look, in the top right hand corner. Just watch as I progress the sequence, just see what happens. Look, you see the jet stream is in there through tomorrow, plunging down into eastern parts of Europe. Okay, watch the minor ridge build through the UK, but then the next ridge that comes through into Saturday, look, is more of a notable feature. This one now pumping warm air northwards, but you notice this trough out in the Atlantic. Watch what happens to that trough as I continue to run the sequence through. So that trough then loses a piece off towards the south, which goes spinning off towards the west of Portugal. That becomes a self-sustaining feature and just spins up as a cold pool to the west of Portugal, bringing really unsettled conditions through parts of the Azores, through Portugal, perhaps into Madeira as well. Then what it does is diverts the jet around towards its north there through the UK. Look, so we've got quite a complex series of patterns going on here, because we've got cooler air getting down here, which is going to deepen this feature off towards the east, ridge pumping northwards, which eventually gets squeezed over the top here, so we get that sort of flow developing, which I'll show you now through the sequence. Look, you'll see what happens. Look, there's the ridge getting squeezed over the top. So this is Tuesday of next week. Look, and you see what happens. That ridge then effectively just builds from the warm air pumping north here, so we get this higher than normal heights here, we get lower than normal heights in here and in here. Not entirely sure about this one, but you know, we'll wait and see. So we get the higher than normal heights building across the UK. So that looks like it could well bring us some really quite decent dry weather through the Easter week period, whilst that cut-off low still meanders a look round down towards the south. Another trough feature coming across the east of Newfoundland as we head in towards a week on Saturday, and then that feature, look, continues to kind of pump the cold air into that system west of Portugal, but eventually what it says is it will kill off the ridge over the UK and bring us back more into westerly conditions. I'll believe that when I see it. I think I do buy the GFS up till about that point, so that's up till a week on Friday, and then what I think probably is going to happen is that system down towards the south. This one here is going to get absorbed, but it'll pull back into this system here. I think then what's likely to happen as that gets into this system is this feature here zips down here, regenerates it down here. We may well get a ridge building across the UK for a time, but then I think what we're going to find is that westerly flow developing once again. Now I'm going to show you some charts which I don't want to get too excited about. I know many of you farmers who are watching this at the moment and you're looking for some drier, milder weather coming through. Well, let me just show you this sequence. This is from the CFS and it's weekly rainfall. Up in the top right hand corner there we've got the rain total. So this is the total rain for this week, and you notice, look, as expected, we've got rain through the UK. Most of it towards the north and west of Scotland, north and west of Ireland, northwest of England as well. But then if I just knock on the sequence to week 2, look what happens. There's the high off towards the east of the UK. So dry weather coming through the UK, and if we just knock it on again, that's the week ending. Let me just get that right for you. There we go. So that's the week ending the 20th. Now look, it's gone wetter again. The jet trying to break back through. Remember me telling you I thought that was what was going to happen here, and I think that's during this week. But then look, into the week of the 27th, the high gets back in again. It's still there during the week of the 4th of May, and it sees it there during the week of the 11th of May. Now, like I say, don't get too excited. I'm expecting this to change. I think what we're going to see for the second half of April, first part of May, is quite a swing between a few days of high pressure, a few days of lower pressure, and it could be quite dramatic differences between the two. But overall, we're seeing that pattern developing of high pressure, trying to keep on getting in more towards the north of the country, and that's what Hugues van den Hul's forecast was showing, if you remember, for the 3-month period through spring. Probably take a close look at those tomorrow because I've rabbited on enough now, but at least that's something for us to perhaps to be looking forward to, isn't it? But I do think dry weather next week, then we go into a more mixed, I think is the way to say it, second half of April, early part of May. Interesting times ahead, I hope you'll agree. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, do have a great day. Don't forget, if you need a forecast for the next couple of days, check out Gary's Fast Forecast. But for now, whatever you're doing, have a super day. Thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.